Welcome to the B&E show. We have the amazing Jay Kopelman from Be Live joining us today.
Starting in the heart of fashion from the late 80s all the way to now, the company's focused on really high-end video production for big, small events all over the world, realistically. Here, I'll just, as we talk, let's see if this works, play this video. This was a giant thing we did for Target for the 20th anniversary. It was a huge spectacular in the Armory, streamed out to, I think, maybe just their YouTube or something like that. It was a pretty big event, bunch of craziness going on. And we support everything from the video production to the transmission out to the end user. This was a big concert we did in Dubai for the W Hotel.
Wow,
where we flew out there and shot, directed it, streamed. This was the end of a fashion show we did for Ralph Lauren, which was a Janelle Monáe concert, which was phenomenal. Like a lot of Sinatra and fun things. So really take our client's vision and try to get it on video and get it to the end user. Here are just some more fashion shows where it's pretty cut. This was for, I think, Tom Ford. And
does it ever get old looking at all these people doing fashion, all this amazing stuff?
I mean, fashion's like, here's like a Marc Jacobs show that's different, right? Sometimes it's rinse and repeat. It's models coming down a runway. Sometimes you're in a museum like this, like that Tory Burch show. This was a cool show for Tommy Hilfiger at the Apollo. And you could show some digital experiential stuff we did around that as well. This is a Tom Brown show out in Paris. Nice. Tom Brown, like this stuff gets fun. Some of this stuff is very out there, and it's way cooler than we could ever hope to be. And so, sometimes it's just about, there's a little Jonas Brother action, some vodka commercial. Sometimes it's just about bringing your client's vision to life and advising on the best way to get it to its end viewers, which is, social, a custom digital experience, or some interactive element for like a website, something like that.
How does a show like that come together? Do you have like a massive back end that's controlling all this? Like, people on the other end, on the receiving end, on the social media side, they just see this clean, beautiful picture. How does it come together?
Yeah, so it all starts with, the solid video production on site, and where we, craft the look and feel of it with DPs and the client and make sure that it's crisp and looks great. And then we, with Natural Wireless's help, occasionally we backhaul all that over satellite or temp WiMAX solutions, or also, very often like a live view or a TVU, like a 4G aggregator, to get it all back 1, 2, 3 paths into our facility here in Brooklyn, where we also have Natural Wireless WiMAX as one of our ISP trunks to make sure we have fault tolerance here. And then we, depending on your range of knowledge of all this stuff, that video then gets put into a bunch of video encoders, and then we send it out to all the different platforms. And for a client like, for like Dior, for instance, we're sending it to Facebook, to Twitch, to
you said Dior, like the
fashion. So for
fashion.
For Dior, we'll send it to like 30 different places all around the world. We'll be live in China on Weibo, on Tencent, on Kakao, online. We'll be up on 6 different Instagram lives at the same time. We'll be on their Facebook, their Twitter, their Twitch. Pretty much our strategy for viewership is just put it at every platform you can, because those are organic markets for people to actually see the content.
Wow. And have the customers seen a benefit? Have they seen a return on the work, the time your team puts in?
Yeah. So a lot of the like the refinement and stuff is, all the social platforms have their own little quirks and their changes, and they get updated very regularly without anyone being told about them. So a lot of it is trying to tailor the best possible end user experience. So that is like, what does the start of the event look like? Is there a countdown? Is it a starting soon graphic? Do we just wait until, like, a lot of times with fashion specifically, the shows get delayed. So it's like, when do you start that stream so people aren't sitting there for a half hour seeing a static graphic, right? Or kind of just feeling out the flow of the event with what we anticipate is going to happen. And then not just for live, but also really importantly on demand, what platforms allow us to adjust that on-demand experience versus platforms that don't.
There's so much back end. There's so much back end. Maybe speak about, in the past, and I think in 2017, you guys did a show for Tommy Hilfiger. And I think that was maybe the first or second show where they did like the click to buy look. You know,
Yeah, I can bring that up really quickly.
that was an amazing
Uh,
show. I mean, I
so
think
we have so our company now, at least in the last 8 to 10 years, have become really a digital technology and a digital platform, trying to use our in-house built technology to achieve a market goal or a client's goal. So that's going to be if it's engagement or if it's purchases or visibility, like whatever that goal is. To I'm just sorry, I'm bringing up this demo, this Tommy Hilfiger show, because I
that was
did
a
not.
great show. I remember you mentioning that was one of the first or second shows where they, the consumer can actually buy from the show. They see on the person's body and they go ahead and click it and it
Yeah, so
goes right into the cart.
let me
That was
bring that
amazing.
let me bring that up. Once this clears. So this show was in Shanghai, actually. Here we go. Look at that. Boom. So this show was in Shanghai. I can't, maybe 2018. So basically, we flew out there. We did all the production. We work anywhere in the world, so it's
Wow.
for here we contracted with a local team to do all the cameras and stuff. But we brought in a director, and I was out there doing all the engineering and stuff. So you can see through here if you happen to like this look as you're watching the show, you can save it. So I just click that little red button. If we skip forward a little bit, you'll see we actually were on the water here with the skyline in the background, and they even bought the billboard space out, which is pretty crazy. So like we can save these looks. I'll just do one more as I scoot through here. And like, so during this, you'll see that little save there. And then we can pop up and you can see, whoa, let me look at these looks. Oh, I really want those boots.
Amazing.
So you come here and then you can shop these boots. And surprisingly, that's still there. Usually when I do these demos, this is so popular, it's sold out, right? But and so that was this foray into live shopping. This was in 2018. I think we even were doing some of this stuff as far back as 2015. And we can see that live shopping in APAC it's kicked off. So we've actually morphed that into a more less fashion focused product and more of like almost a QVC type experience. Here's a partnership we have with Walmart. We run walmart.com/live for them, which is essentially a whole platform that we've built around interactive live shopping for an event. So starting with just back to the basics, we flew out to Jason Derulo's house in LA. We built an entire Christmas Wonderland set. We had like 4 or 5 cameras, all wirelessly backhauled to our control room in New York, and we switched the show there. So, I mean, Natural Wireless wasn't out there in LA for us, but one of our paths back would have come over our ISP here from Natural Wireless, and we did all the graphics, we did the live switching. And so for here, you can see, and then this is our digital platform here. So this is in VOD right now, but you can see I can just it's fighting me because I can jump to like this barbecue, right? We'll end up in that part of the show. And then I can quick shop this essentially. So you'll see I'm still watching the program, but now I can learn about the product. I can zoom around and look. I can add it to my cart. And if I wanted to explore more products, like we have a whole, tiered system down here where people can essentially shop while you watch. And then at the end of this, you can check out. It'll go right to Walmart. I have a feeling usually my cart breaks because I have like thousands of things in there, but I'm doing this demo all the time. But the idea being that trying to really get the customer information about those products and then get it into their hands as easily as possible.
Basically, you guys are enabling a lot of the brands to pivot during COVID. These people typically would be in studios, and now they're in their own homes doing all of the same production work, without even leaving the house.
Yeah, for sure. And this is, we're just hoping this grows more and more, and like trying to get the easiest path forward for the consumers to get information, and then for the companies, for people to buy their products.
Yeah, obviously that's the end result. That's the end result. Yeah.
One other cool thing about emerging technologies, and talking about we talk a lot about 5G, and we talk about internet connectivity and things like that. Is we have a product, let's say, for essentially it's like a choose your view adventure live stream. And here, I'll bring that up. This is one we did for, I'm not going to be able to pronounce his name, but it was a firework artist's out of China, and it was a giant spectacular out in France. We did, I think, in the midst of COVID, and essentially we took our directed feed here. You can see fireworks here, and
Wow.
we allow the user to jump around. And
Wait, that's during the day. That's incredible.
Yeah, this is insane. Yeah, he's a massive firework artist. But you can see here that I can jump around and I can look at the director's cut with the artist, or I can focus on like the view from the bridge, or we can just sit and watch the drone if that's what you're into. So we do all this backhauling, multiple camera feeds. This was from Paris to, again, our office in New York, where we do all the encoding, and this is our digital product that allows people to explore and actually like experience this on their own. Instead of just video on a page, we give a little bit of the control to the end user. And we're doing this actually a lot now with AT&T to promote their 5G just product, where we're going to be doing this at the upcoming. We just did this in the NBA All-Star game, where it's a concert for the NBA All-Stars, and we'll have the directed feed and like 3 phones or 3 cameras powered off 5G that are fed into those other angles.
Incredible. You guys are basically artists. This is you guys are artists. You have the brains behind it, and someone's got to come up with a way to distribute it to the masses, and you guys are brilliant at doing that. And you're only getting better and better.
Yeah, we try to really start at what the client's goals are for the project, and then meld in their creative vision into something that's plausible and hopefully easy for the consumers to interact with.
So what's the anatomy of a live event? Can you touch on that a little bit?
Sure. It starts with the creative vision of the actual, like, once we have it in video form. So once there's a final video product, right, we ship that off to basically to distribute that globally. And so very basically, we're just streaming that RTMP into all these social platforms. But then the anatomy of our live product for an embed product is what we call a state managed embed code. So you might get an embed code from a YouTube live stream you do, but it's very, it's a free product, right? So it's going to be your countdown or your like just thumbnail graphic. It will go live and then it will stop. Our managed embed code is just a single embed code that you can distribute to anywhere, where it's fully state managed in the back end. And I can maybe show you one from.
And that's like what sets Be Live apart, right? It's your back end. It's the plumbing of the infrastructure you guys have.
Yeah, that allows us to really control what the end user is seeing. So we can tailor make multiple embeds for different types of ecosystems. Like for Dior, at a very base level, we give them an embed code for their website and a distribution embed code that they can syndicate to like Vogue or Elle Magazine or Days Magazine. And we actually tailor the experience on those platforms different than their website, because one might have more branding or less branding, and things like that. We also do, I was just doing this on a call earlier today, so let me bring this up and then I'll share my screen. One of the other cool things, let's see, just on capture. Boom. So like this was like the hold graphic, if you will, for that show we saw earlier, Ralph's Club with Janelle Monáe. And so if you're in the US, this is the graphic you would see. It says it's at 9:30 p.m. But if you were in China, let's say, it would load this graphic. Which is regionalized to the locale for both time and language. And same thing for if I jumped into, we're just kind of spoofing the location here for our own QC purposes. So we're able to really have a tailored custom experience for that high-end client who wants to service multiple markets throughout the world and just give, as I said before, the best user experience. Because
it's turnkey. This is turnkey for the client.
That is the thing that sets us apart from, let's say, a SaaS provider, right? So if you're gonna, think of YouTube as a SaaS provider, as a software as a service, like you log in, you make your event, you pull in your descriptions, and you go live all within the thing. For our clients, they don't have a tech person who is going to do that. So we is very white glove and white labeled. So none of this stuff says Be Live. None of it looks like other streams, because it's all as the clients want it, tailored and custom for them and their viewers.
What's your favorite show in the past couple of years you did? Maybe 3-4 years. What's your favorite one? I know you guys have done.
They all blend together. It's like a nonstop thing over here. The coolest show in the last couple of years. Oh, I don't know. You know what? I don't even know. Some of the more technical cool shows we did. This was a while back. We did this Alexander Wang show where it was actually 4 fashion shows. It was 3 different locations in Manhattan, 1 in Brooklyn, and we had 3 FS7s with live view backpacks at each location, leapfrogging a bus that was carrying the models. And then we wired the bus with security cameras, all powered over 4G live views. And then we switched everything back in our office, which at the time was in Manhattan. And we essentially did like an hour-and-a-half stream of models at a closed-off block in Manhattan, onto a bus, onto a street, onto a bus, and then finished at a full 4-camera runway production at an abandoned warehouse in Brooklyn. That was a pretty cool technical project.
Awesome. That's
actually awesome. All of those feeds were actually running through a VDJ system, like a video DJ system, so they could put on like cool effects and other things. I bet you I could probably find that.
That is incredible. On a bus driving around. Oh man.
It's surprising, when you conceive of those things and you go like, it should work, and then the most surprising thing is when it does work. That's the pretty.
Oh, you're being honest now. I mean, it's not just fashion you guys do. Like you said, you're working with Walmart, with AT&T, obviously the fashion show houses. You know, do you do any other permanent types of video production?
Yeah. So as I said, we're really a technology company. So we have a couple different buckets of products. One of those, which is that Embed product, which is really meant on per event projects. So it's like, we're going to blow out this big thing. It's a custom, like here, I can show you, like here's even, we do a lot of nonprofit work too in this space. I will bring a couple of those up as I sit through an ad on something. Hold on. Oh God. So like, as a big event thing here, we did, for 1 Billion for Black Girls is a nonprofit organization that's trying to raise money for Black girls for education and a whole bunch of things. And we did a 5-day event for them, essentially with, the volume is on, so hold on. I will mute this. Stand by. So like you can see here, we did live conversations. We did a live ASL interpreter. We did an English and Spanish closed captions. It's a 5-day event. We also built this entire website. So we do a lot of these what's called microsites, which are just like a way, again, to make the least resistance to the end user to convey, what the client wants, which here's all the speakers. We come down here to a little Instagram feed, and then like it's sponsored, things like that.
Turnkey white glove.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the gist here. And then to your other question of like what the other side of our business is, this is what I would call like the Embed tailored microsite experience. We have the live shopping stuff, which is a feature of this Embed. Our other big part of our business is OTT and fast channels, which OTT stands for over the top, which is essentially like, think of like Netflix as a TV channel. Okay. And one of our major clients for that is the American Kennel Club. Oh, is my video mirrored right now? I feel like it is. Hold on.
I think it is mirrored.
There you go.
There you go.
I fixed it. Everything was backwards. My mistake. So we run essentially a TV network for the American Kennel Club that lives on akc.tv as a web product, but you can also see here, it's available on Apple TV, Roku, Fire, iOS, and Android as apps. Wow. And so what you're seeing here is actually a live linear video product. So we schedule this as a TV channel. I could probably pop into that if I find. I'll do that off air in a second. And so this is actually a 24/7 channel. So right now we're watching Meet the Breeds. Up next is going to be Meet the Breeds from the Bulldogs. So today must be a Meet the Breeds day, and it's being scheduled out as if it's a TV channel.
So cute.
Apparently we're watching it. We definitely don't have the rights to air this on LinkedIn. I'm sure it's fine. And you can see all of the content we produce for them. We do series contents. We do weekly live dog shows from around the country. We serialize, like we pilot shows, and like huge amount of production as well as video. And so
dog lovers take notice. Be Live is your company. You have video production needs. If you have dogs, you want video production, Be Live. Jay Kopelman.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely, and we've run a similar product like this for an organization called Perfect Game, which is a baseball organization, and it's similar. Like they have thousands and thousands of games throughout the year. So we
Wow.
work on. I'll bring up their site, perfectgame.tv. And they have, so we actually run like, so that one live linear channel you saw on AKC, which is really like a couple smaller live linears. And you can see, luckily we get served ads, people make money, how the world goes, but we'll run 8, like they have so many games going on weekends that we'll run 8 concurrent channels of 8 different live streams of baseball games throughout the day.
Wow.
So people can come over to here or on their apps or their TV and watch like any one of those channels. Right now they're all offline because we don't have anything going on right now. And then also this is used as a scouting tool as well. I mean, I don't, actually I'm talking pretty quick, but I can go into one other cooler niche product that is pretty
love it. I mean, you guys definitely.
Yeah, we do a lot. We have this thing called dynamic content matching, and it applies in a couple different ways. For AKC, as I mentioned, we have this huge library of content around dog content, and we're always driving towards is like, what's the best way to get video content in front of the user? So we have a thing that will basically, we can give the AKC a single embed. Back to this embed, the idea of distributing embeds and getting it in the end viewers, to the users, and it will essentially scan that page it gets put on, and then find in our library the most relevant content to that video, to that page.
That sounds like it's AI almost.
It is actually AI based, yeah. So if I were to search, like, can my dog eat chocolate? Right, and the second result, I bet, is going to be akc.org. AKC is one of the most searched websites in the world for dog-related facts. They have like a defined large amount of website hits, and so the concept was to be able to calculate and turn those website hits into ad revenue based on programmatic pre-roll ads. And so what we were able to do was look at their most watched pages, and when you scroll down here, you're going to see an AKC TV ad here with a pre-roll ad that's going to load. And because the user knows this video is about this topic, it's actually like for them, they're like 10x more likely to sit through this ad.
They're going to watch the whole thing. Yeah.
And now they're going to learn from Dr. Jerry Klein about what happens with your dog eating chocolate. And not revolutionary, but the really advantageous part of this is that they have 100,000 articles about dogs. No one from the AKC is going to be able to go through the library, find the right video, grab that specific embed.
You could say revolutionary. I think that's a good term.
And put it on this page. So with the dynamic content matching, they can take one single embed, put it across as many pages as they want, and it just gets updated with new content. And the part about this that isn't apparent right off the bat is that we also produce a lot of the content. So we're able to roll up a report of like their top 20 pages that get accessed. And then we can see essentially, we have a system to see like percent match of content. So when COVID started, right, their article about COVID dogs had a lot of hits, but we didn't have any relevant content, let's say. So then we know in one of our 2 weekly live shows that we do for the AKC to make content about that article that has a lot of views. And then that content automatically ends up on that page. People watch more videos, more ad gets served. Profit, I guess.
AI. I mean, this is why you guys are the best at this. I mean, I didn't even realize the depth that goes into this, especially with AKC and every production, every video production you guys do. It unbelievable. It's fascinating. We've been working together for many years, and this is we just scratched the surface by providing the bandwidth. The other end of it is exponentially more detailed and fantastic, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes from having a reliable video source on site, which then lets us, reliably do all these things. Here's another example of dynamic content matching for Perfect Game, as I was saying. So This is used as a huge scouting tool. You can't see the whole page because I'm cropping it in OBS. Let's see if I make it smaller. There we go. So this is a specific player, Deion Cole, right? So random kid I just pulled up, but look at all these videos that he's in. These are all him throwing pitches, his whatever his showcases are. So scouts from colleges or the MLB will look at these kids' pages, and this is a DCM, a dynamic content matching embed that looks at our library and pulls all of the videos associated with this
basically
kid.
So basically the MLB should be working directly with you. You have all this content, right? I mean, maybe you already are working the MLB.
Well, if we look at the I probably have a perfect game. You guys can see all my previous search results here. Oh, hold on. Let me pop off of my let me log in here for a second. Let's see. So if we look at like our back end of our platform here a little bit, you can see. Should I zoom out a little bit more?
So what view is this? This is the application. This is the software.
Yeah, this is our back end application for our OTT platform, essentially our in-house platform to both distribute content, organize content, and essentially manage the channel. So you can see here that we've got. I don't know if you can see it small, but we've got 61,000 players logged here, 316,000 videos being sorted, over 1,300 events so far. This, as you can see, is our main channel. Some analytics here for video plays, and then like the platforms we go out to, and we can like sort through here and look at, what events do we have going on. We can look at individual players. We can look at essentially all the components that make up the TV channel, if you will.
This is unbelievable, really.
Yeah, we put a lot into trying to get video content to the end user as conveniently as possible,
and you do it extremely well, to put it to put it very bluntly, extremely well.
That's we always try to, I was going to say be best.
I know you are the best. Look, listen, what you just showed me in a matter of 27 minutes. I know we've been cutting close. We have a max of, under 30. But, I truly appreciate you jumping in here, talking about events and what it basically takes for the consumer, us, to see the end result. And there's a lot of back end work that goes into it. The brands really are laying their reputation on you guys, essentially, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially at these fashion shows, it's only a 15-minute show. So like, while that sounds easy, nothing can go wrong in those 15 minutes. It's the most important 15 minutes of any client's, job, where, some of these other events, we run baseball, and, it's a 10-hour day. If like you lose a little bit of a high school baseball game, it's not as important, but we treat every job as, it has to work. We do primary backups for everything. We have people always eyes on. It's just our ethos of, it working all the time as best to anyone's ability. And in networking and things like that, you can only ever promise 5 nines. You can never be 100%. No one will ever tell you that your internet circuit will be 100%, because it'd be a lie.
I appreciate that. That's right. That's what I tell my clients as well. Nothing's 100%. Nothing. It's man-made. Everything could break. Could break. Listen, dude, this is unbelievable. I truly appreciate. Again, I appreciate your time. I know you are busy, and I can't wait to see you in person at the next show we do together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Listen, Jay Kopelman, be live on the B&E show.